Hello, everyone. Welcome. Welcome to our webinar tonight about how to live your most powerful life, the Meta Power System. My name is Megan Newmans, and I am joined by Deb Hellman. She can introduce herself as well, but we've been working with doTERRA essential oils for many years now, and we're really excited about tonight's call because we're going to talk about two of our foundational pillars. When we look at overall health and wellness, we like to look at the lifestyle pyramid, and we're going to dive into nutrition and movement and metabolism today. And we're really excited to talk about MetaPower specifically. These were new products that came out last year, focused solely on metabolic health. So we're going to get into what metabolic health is and how these products can support you best. Deb, would you like to mention anything?
You bet. So I live in Colorado. Megan's in Florida, and we have been doing these Zoom classes together, and we love working together. So it's a privilege and a pleasure to do it again tonight with Megan. Like she said before she started the recording, we really want to make this conversational. When we're talking, I personally don't have the ability to talk and look at the chat at the same time. And so if you have questions and you want to interrupt, feel free to unmute and do that, or you can wait till the end, totally up to you. But we want to make sure that you finish this evening with tons of knowledge, and we'll try to augment anything else that you'd like to hear about. Now my screen sharing stopped, so let me start again. Can you see it?
Deb, did you say you want us to mention things that we're interested in?
Well, I mean, if we're covering a topic and you have a question about that, definitely let us know. You can wait till the end. You can stop us in the midst. Whatever works best for you. We want to make sure you leave with great knowledge tonight about how to support your metabolism. And Megan, I am not sure why I can't see the screen. It says,
I see that it says Deb Hellman has started screen sharing.
but I don't see the screen share.
No.
Hang on, let me start again. I'm not sure what's going on because it stopped when we were talking. Okay. Can you see it now?
Yes.
Miracle. Technology is not one of my strong suits. All right, Megan, mic is yours.
Okay, so here we go. How to live your most powerful life with MetaPower, and we're going to talk about the lifelong vitality supplements as well. So what we're talking about tonight is curbed cravings, lessening blood sugar spikes, how to turn fast carbs into slow carbs, boosting the metabolism, better sleep, more energy and focus, skin, hair, and nail support, better workout recovery, and more. That sounds amazing. Like all the things. Yes. Yes.
All those sound great.
Oh, can you go back?
Oh, I'm sorry.
So doTERRA, so we're combining our oils and their top supplements to turn back your biological age clock. So there's a difference. You can go ahead, next slide. Biological clock and metabolic health. So they are inseparable. So as you age, so does your metabolic function. Metabolism influences your energy, weight, body composition, sleep, and your cognitive performance. And it starts to decline at the age of 25, which is where the aging process starts to happen in the body. And so we really want to bring in different lifestyle focuses to slow the aging process as much as we can with things that we can control. So we have 5 pillars to our metabolic health, and it's healthy eating, daily movement, managing your stress, healthy connections, relationships, and smart supplementation. So what is metabolic health and why is it so important? So good metabolic health means that your body can digest and absorb nutrients from food with healthy, stable blood sugar, blood fat, and insulin. Fluctuations in these levels are natural, but it's important to avoid big spikes and dips, which can contribute to unfavorably long-term health. And we've learned that every time your blood sugar spikes, you're essentially aging your body at the cellular level. And so that's really important when we're talking about nutrition, and we'll get into that shortly. So,
Yep. And you know what I like to describe it as, Megan, when we have a blood sugar spike, and we've all felt it and experienced it, it triggers inflammation and it triggers the aging process, like you mentioned. And so I call that inflammaging. And it's horrible when you think about how many times in a typical day our blood sugar spikes. And sadly, only 6.8% of the US adult population has optimal cardiometabolic health. That means that about 93% of us are walking around in poor metabolic health. Whoops, it's going backwards, sorry. And so Dr. Brannick Riggs is one of the leading medical experts at doTERRA. And he says there are 4 obstacles that we face and to optimize our metabolic health. We want to make sure that we are not stuffing our fat cells with lipids, and that's called fat cell maturation. We want to keep them unstuffed and immature. Cell function integrity, spikes in our blood sugar, and then inferior supplements. And we're going to talk about solutions for all 4 of these. And so, as Megan mentioned, we've got some pillars for metabolic health. And what I'd like for you to do is either take notes or put in the chat, what's getting in your way? Are you lacking energy? Are you struggling to lose weight? No matter what you try, you can't budge. Does your mood tend to tank at different times during the day, or are you kind of feeling low most days? Are you struggling to sleep? Do you lack mental clarity, or do you kind of walk around with brain fog? And do you find yourself under a tremendous amount of stress? And I think it goes without saying, the last 3 years for just about everybody have been very stressful. But if you feel like you're not able to handle stress well, that's a significant metabolic issue. And it can be a combination of many of these things. And it can also include exposure to toxins and nutrient deficiencies. And we're going to have some solutions for that. So what's it costing you physically, mentally, emotionally, and socially? What are you missing out on? So type a 111 in the chat if this resonates with you.
all right. So here we have this wellness lifestyle, and we're going to look at the bottom foundations to begin with today. So nutrition and digestion, everything is based upon what you're eating and what you are absorbing in your body as to what type of nutrition that you're uptaking. So we have our supplements that we're going to dive into today that really talks about the baseline for health. And most of the food today, the soil quality is not once as it was so enriched. We're not really getting as many nutrients and nutrition that we really should be getting. So it's important to tie up the loose ends and supplement with really high quality nutritional supplements. And then we're going to be focusing on movement and metabolism. So metabolism, we've just learned about it. We're going to dive into how to support it with Meta PWR. And being able to rest and manage your stress also plays in with our metabolic health. And so by living in such a high stressed environment, it's really important that we're focusing on our self-care, on our daily habits, our healthy habits. And that's what we teach with this wellness lifestyle, is how to stack these habits to manage your stress. And when we're looking at reducing your toxic load, this is all about our lifestyle products. Reducing toxicity in the body, in the home, is going to help these main bottom pillars function better. And when we're taking care of the bottom pillars, we're not really going to have to visit the top ones too much, which is going for the medical route. So we're talking all about lifestyle as preventative and for longevity. So good nutrition is the first step to good health. Nutrition and metabolism have a synergistic effect on your health and overall wellness. Nutrition is the process of nutrient acquisition from the environment, the foods that you eat. Metabolism is the chemical process that your body uses to transform the food that you eat into fuel. So if you're experiencing a vitamin or nutrient deficiency, your metabolism is going to struggle. And this is where our lifelong vitality comes into play.
Yeah, and so this is doTERRA's #1 selling product, the trio of vitamins, minerals, and essential fatty acids and cellular recovery and support. So starting at the top with the essential fatty acid complex, this is a combination of essential oils that are going to help with cellular membrane integrity, brain health. And when I say cellular membrane integrity, you need essential fatty acids to literally build cell membranes. And when we are short of it in our diet,
no.
Cells struggle. The Microplex VMZ is essential vitamins and minerals. And this helps with metabolic function because these are all cofactors in supporting our metabolism. And the Alpha CRS is the cellular energy blend filled with antioxidants and helps support our immune system and brain clarity. Together, these are whole foods, plants, and essential oils that work synergistically. And there's a huge booklet on these to tell you all the amazing things that they do. But in a nutshell, they'll reduce pain and inflammation. They improve energy and sleep. They help to reduce stress and anxiety, support digestion, and support the immune system. Now, we like to pair these with 2 other supplements. The first I want to talk about is on the right-hand side. The Terrazyme is digestive enzymes with hydrochloric acid. And when Megan mentioned that we begin aging at the age of 25, at that time, we also start producing fewer digestive enzymes and less hydrochloric acid. And then it's further exacerbated for women if you've had any pregnancies. And so that tends to slow our digestion down. And what happens is in the body, there are 2 pathways. There's the metabolic pathway and the digestive pathway. And your resources in your body can go either way, not typically both ways at the same time. And if the body is struggling to digest and break down your food, it is taking resources away from what can support your metabolic pathways. And so when we augment with Terrazyme, we lift the load on the metabolism side of pathways. And then the PB Assist really helps to ensure a very healthy microbiome. It is double encapsulated. And if you can take a look at the little green capsules, one of the ones that you can see from a sideways view, you can see some fluid on the clear end of the capsule. This is intentionally designed and double encapsulated so that the entire capsule travels and bypasses the stomach, doesn't have to be destroyed in the stomach, gets all the way to the intestines before it opens. And that little clear fluid is the prebiotic fiber that is food for our healthy microbes. And the little green bullet, which is a capsule within a capsule, is the colony forming units. And so you get 100% delivery to your intestines where they need to do their job. Now, I want to talk about 2 other options here because some of you may be joining us tonight because you want to boost your metabolism and learn about how to get healthier, but you may also want to be losing some weight. And because we're going to talk to you about some products that help pull fat from fat cells, what happens is that when we are storing fat in our fat cells, we are also storing toxins. And when the fat cells release the contents, we have a quick dump of those stored and accumulated toxins. And we want to make sure that your detox pathways are flushed and open and clear. We're talking about the liver, the kidneys, the lungs, the skin. We want to make sure that those are wide open and ready to handle the toxic load. And so the detoxification blend, the Zendocrine soft gels, are an oil blend of tangerine, rosemary, geranium, juniper berry, and cilantro. And it literally helps support the healthy function of those detox organs. And then the complex, it has the same name, so it's kind of confusing, but it's a complex of whole food extracts in a patented delivery system. And what this does is helps to make sure that those excretory pathways remain open. So just keep these in mind. You'll want to have these and take them daily if you are thinking that you will be experiencing some fat loss and some detox.
I'd love to talk about just timing with taking these supplements we just talked about, because I'm not sure I put the daily schedule in there, but the Lifelong Vitality, the 3-pack of supplements, the one that's designed to work synergistically together, I take that twice a day with my first 2 meals of the day. So when I'm having my breakfast and my lunch, I'm having my vitamins, and that's like habit stacking. So sometimes people don't remember to take their vitamins. So if you can pair it with another activity that you know you do every day, and that's just another thing that you tack that on. The digestive enzymes, the Terrazyme, the one in the white and green bottle, I will take those with every meal. Depending on what type of meal I'm having, I might take 1 up to 3. So if I'm having like a protein with a starch and a veggie and maybe a dessert, I'm for sure having 3 capsules. But if I'm having, some yogurt and fruit that's maybe a little easier to digest, I might be having 1 or 2. And then the PB Assist, the pre and probiotic, this is meant to be taken best at night before bed, more on an empty stomach, after your body has digested its food, so that as we sleep and our body restores all of our processes, the exact science experiment that Deb explained how it works within our GI tract, we want to be able to allow that process to happen undisturbed, and that we're really absorbing our pre and probiotics. And then Deb, I would like to hear from you about, so those are my normal supplements I'm taking on the daily. I see Zendocrine and Zendocrine Complex a lot in our 30-day cleanse, but I know you mentioned this is also a lifestyle product. So would you recommend that if they're going to go with these supplements as well, they just pack it on with the 2 doses of LLV a day as well?
Exactly. And thank you for clarifying about the timing of when we take those supplements. You do have the timing slide in here, but it's really great that you reviewed that. The way I use the Zendocrine soft gels and the Zendocrine complex, I will take 1 in the morning of each with breakfast and then 1 at dinner. And if you're just a 2-meal person, 2-meal-a-day person, and let's just say you eat lunch and dinner only, it's fine to take them with lunch and dinner, but typically 1 of each twice a day with meals.
Got it. Okay, great. So metabolic makeover to optimize your health span. So when we talk about metabolic age and biological age is the number of years that we're here. Metabolic age is how, and metabolic health is how healthy our body's functioning. Well, that's about talking about our health span. So we want to be able to live out our years in good health and not be in debilitating health for the last 5 to 8 years, how most people find themselves, and it can all be backtracked if we're focusing on healthy habits now. Okay, so here we go with MetaPower. It's our 3-step metabolic health system that's designed to be working together and complementing the Lifelong Vitality. So it's all based on the essential oil, the MetaPower. I have it right here. And if you've been in doTERRA for quite some time, you may have remembered the oil Slim and Sassy, which is our metabolic blend that we had to begin with. Well, 3 years ago, doTERRA announced that they were reformulating Slim and Sassy, and I didn't hear much from them after the announcement. I kind of forgot about it. And then we had this giant launch of the MetaPower system last convention in September. And not only was the oil reformulated, but you'll see all the products that came about to be a synergistic system. So the oil inside the blend is peppermint, ginger, cinnamon, grapefruit, and lemon. I think that's it. And what they did was they put the oil through clinical trials in different ratios, same oils, different ratios, to find that the new MetaPower is more effective at inhibiting fat cell maturation. So that's decreasing our fat cells. And maybe you know this, maybe you don't, but we have a set amount of fat cells in our body, and they grow and expand, or they shrink and contract. So we want to be able to have our fat cells more shrunken, contracted. By using the MetaPower essential oil, it helps with that. helps to curb cravings as well. So any sweet tooth or cravings in between meals, having the oil in your water, it supports our metabolic health. Every product within the system is based along the oil, and there's different delivery systems of the oil. So this is step one. So go ahead to the next slide, Deb. We're going to see the oil is in the bottle, and what you can do with the oil. On the left-hand side, you see a dry brush. Dry brushing is a really good holistic practice to help your body's lymphatic system to drain. Our lymphatic system is our detoxification system, and it needs to be pumped in different ways by exercise, rebounding. You may have seen people jumping on little mini trampolines, doing dry brushing, gua sha for the facials, cupping, different ways that you can stimulate the lymph. But you can put the essential oil on a dry brush, and you start brushing from the bottoms of the feet, working up towards the heart. And if you're doing the arms, it's the hands and fingers always towards the heart. So you can do that before the shower. And then you can also add Meta PWR to your lotion. We have an unscented lotion in doTERRA that you can create whatever scent you want. We also have the Yaropalm Body Renewal Serum, which is really great for full body moisture. You can put some essential oil there. But please note, for a safety tip, there's citrus essential oils in the blend, and citrus oils are photosensitive. So you don't want to put those citrus oils on and go right into the sun. So you can do your dry brushing routine in the night before bed. You should be fine if you're having sun exposure the next day. And then the essential oil comes in an easy to swallow soft gels. So the Meta PWR soft gels, there's 2 drops of oil in each soft gel. I take this throughout the day when I remember. Sometimes I take it with my collagen in the morning. Sometimes I take it with my meals, but having this essential oil blend working within the body, it's really working behind the scenes to help manage blood sugar levels, to help decrease those fat cells. And when you're experiencing the essential oil, you're in your water, you can put it in your water in the morning, you're getting the flavor of it as well. You can diffuse the essential oil. And next you see our gum. So this is the satiety gum. There's the equivalent of 1 drop of Meta PWR oil in the gum. You can have this in between meals. When the cravings come on, try having some water, chew some gum, maybe have a beadlet. The beadlet is like a mini version of the Meta PWR soft gel. It has 1/4 drop of oil, and it's a very burst of flavor in your mouth. You might have experienced our peppermint beadlets or our On Guard beadlets. So all of these products are based off of the oil, and it's whatever delivery system that you want. I find myself using the oil and the soft gels more than the gum and the beadlets. Then I have a girlfriend of mine who loves the gum and the beadlets, and it's just really you start to gravitate towards what you like.
Yeah, and I like to carry the gum and the beadlets in my purse. And sometimes it's just also for an energy pick me up. I'll use that during the day when I'm out and about.
Oh, so Jacqueline asked if there is a max amount of soft gels that you can take in a day. Well, the recommended dose of not to exceed 25 drops of essential oil internally. When we look at our essential oil books, I discovered for weight loss, the recommendation is 5 drops of Slim and Sassy 5 times a day, which would be about 25 drops of essential oil. So you just have to, figure that out with 2 drops in each of the Meta PWR soft gels.
Yeah, you literally could take 12 of them and not likely to do that in a day, but you could.
Yeah, when I learned about that 25 drops a day of the oil, I was like, wow, that's a heavier dose, because a lot of the dosages are 1 to 2 drops for most things. And that's really preventative health and really longevity and just stacking those healthy habits. When you're trying to tackle something more specific, you can up the dosage of oils. I learned that when I broke my bone and I had to use the oils for pain. So I had definitely had 25 drops in a day.
Yep. And there are times when, like you said, you've got a health crisis where for 3 or 4 days, you can far exceed that total and you're fine.
Mm-hmm. Martina, the chlorophyll drops in the essential oils, combining them together in water, I say go for it. Sometimes I do that too.
Mm-hmm. So Amy has a testimonial here. She just basically is talking about how this metabolic blend has really boosted her energy. She basically is dealing with lots of kids of her own, and she's a school teacher. And she said she was tired 90% of the time. And since she started using this blend, she feels 10 years younger. She can run circles around her old self. So this is just an example. And when Megan talked about the oil blend, not only is it working behind the scenes to help your metabolism, but anytime you do anything with peppermint, it's going to give you some energy. Peppermint is a big energy booster. Okay, the second pillar within the metabolic system, MetaPower system, is the MetaPower Assist. And this is an herbal capsule. Mulberry leaf extract is one of the primary ingredients. And as Megan mentioned, it still also has the metabolic blend in it. But the mulberry leaf extract, if you think about the way this works, when you take this prior to a meal, it's going to bind to the digestive enzymes that help break down and metabolize sugars. And sugar doesn't just mean white table sugar. A lot of your food, when broken down, gets broken down into glucose or fructose. And when that hits your bloodstream, you get that spike. And what this does is distracts the cells that are lining the lumen of your digestive tract, just basically occupies them so they can't absorb sugars. And so it's going to support a healthy blood sugar response, which therefore supports healthy insulin sensitivity. And it'll help stabilize your energy throughout the day, which then supports a healthy mood. And so there's a couple of quotes here. Dr. Nicole Stevens is one of our research scientists, actually the head research scientist at doTERRA. She's been with them since day one. And her comment is, MetaPower Assist can help keep blood glucose levels in a healthy range after eating. It significantly flattens those spikes and crashes that sometimes occur from consuming carbohydrates, and it smooths glucose levels during the day and night. And Alex DeBell is another one of our scientists, and he says, when you take MetaPower Assist with a meal, the mulberry leaf extract helps your body slow the digestion of the carbohydrates, the ones that are going to get converted into sugars. The next and third component of this MetaPower system is MetaPower Advantage. And this one is not just a collagen blend. This is collagen blend with 9 key other ingredients, and promotes healthy biological aging, improves our health span. And that's what Megan was talking about. Our health span and our lifespan are two different things. This will extend our health span so that we don't spend average for most people the last 8 years in very poor health. Cosmetically, it'll improve skin elasticity and firmness. It activates longevity genes, and we'll talk about the specific ingredient that does that. It'll support lean muscle and connective tissue, and supports restorative sleep. And for those of us who are slightly older, and I don't mind telling you, I'm almost 61. As we age, starting at around age 25, you start losing muscle mass, and that really gets accelerated after 45 or 50. And I've noticed since using this, my lean muscle has come back. Excuse me. And so it's been a game changer with my workouts. I want to just show you a little bit about the collagen that's in this product. Excuse me, just a minute here. I had a lot of hair loss after COVID, and I was using a store-bought collagen product, and I just kept having the hope that it would work. I think I went through 11 canisters of the product, and over the course of about 8 months, didn't have any hair growth come back. So I was looking a little bit scraggly. That was because it was a bovine-based collagen, which has a very long chain molecule that our body does not have the ability to break down into absorbable components. The cool thing about the MetaPower collagen one of the ingredients in that sachet is that it has 9 different types of collagen tripeptides. And a tripeptide is a tiny little molecule that we are able to absorb. These are from sustainable marine sources. And a couple of these I want to call out. I mean, you can read the whole screen, but super important for bone protection and cartilage, obviously skin and hair. My hair started growing back within 2 weeks of starting this last summer. But one I want to talk about is collagen type 25 towards the bottom. Do you see where it says supports normal brain aging? That's a very compliant way of saying that it will help prevent amyloid plaque formation. And that's what begins the disease of dementia. So if you have anybody in your life who is dealing with any type of plaque, brain plaque, this is something that's going to be super helpful. And then, of course, supporting muscle cell membranes, inhibiting oxidative stress in the body, absolutely amazing for mobility and elasticity of joints. So this is one that I saw pretty immediate results with. Whoops, I went backwards, sorry. And so this is something that Alex mentions that, as I talked about with the other brand I had been using before this one came out, bioavailability is really important. And if you cannot absorb it, same with your food, you only get the benefit of what you can absorb. It's bioavailable because of the little tripeptides. And so he calls out also that when you're looking at a product and you look at the number of grams on a label, that's not going to determine how much collagen gets into your cells. And we know that this is fully and readily absorbed. And he goes on to say that it is 12 times more bioavailable because it's in this absorbable tripeptide form than most of the conventional forms of collagen sourced from cows, chickens, or turkeys. And again, you can live your most powerful life when you're actually absorbing the collagen.
I'd love to mention something about absorbing the collagen and what you can see with different collagens on the market. So with our collagen, it's activated when you mix it with water. Someone asked, do you mix this water? You take it with 5 to 8 ounces of water and you basically bioactivate the collagen to uptake within your cells once you drink it. And it's meant to be consumed right away once you mix it with the water. And prior to doTERRA collagen, I was using a collagen as well, powdered collagen. And what we're learning about with Meta PWR's collagen being the tripeptide, the molecules are so small that they affect us at the cellular level first. When we're consuming a powdered collagen that you might get from your health food store, you might see that it has a higher listed protein amount, but the way that it breaks down in your body has to be digested through the gut first. And what Alex DeBell was saying was that he thinks people who are buying traditional collagens on the market are crazy because they're very expensive. And the way it actually works within the body is just as if you might be eating a chicken breast of how your body's breaking that down. And because it has to go down with that breakdown process within the gut first, you might not be absorbing all 10 grams of those proteins in the store-bought powder. But with doTERRA's collagen, you'll see one packet is 3 grams of protein, but you can say 3 grams times 12 times more absorbable. Our bodies might be getting the benefit of what 36 grams of protein could or would be. So that's the difference with, like, if you look at the nutritional label and you can see some of these other collagens on the market. And then there's some other collagens on the market that are already liquid collagen. A lot of them are mixed with either fruit juice, which is the opposite of what we're trying to achieve with the Meta PWR of having stable blood sugar levels. You might be getting your collagen with juice, which spikes your insulin levels, which is the opposite of what we want to do. Or you may be getting a liquid collagen is just mixed with water, and you're really paying for expensive water, because by the time that collagen gets to you, it's not going to be as absorbable as if you were just mixing it fresh like what we have. I mix mine with 5 to 8 ounces of water. I put 1 ice cube, chill it for a moment, and then I drink it right away.
Yep. And the reason, again, like Megan said, to drink it right away, the cells will uptake it much faster if you ingest it all at one time. So I literally do the same thing. I mix it and I drink it in probably less than 30 seconds to drink the 5 to 8 ounces.
And when we talk about MetaPower Advantage collagen, I think I'm going to start just calling it Advantage from now on, because I've been calling it the collagen because people know collagen, but it's way more than just collagen. You can see all of these ingredients that are within the collagen. First, you see that the MetaPower blend is there for curbing cravings and inhibiting fat cells. We have our marine collagen, which is deep sea fish sourced from Italy. And this is known for strengthening your skin, your joints, your connective tissues, supporting mobility and elasticity. So anyone who's active, who wants to stay active for much longer, people who are having injuries and recovering from injuries, this is a really good product. We have our orange fruit extract, which is an antioxidant. So a lot of these added ingredients are high antioxidants, which fight free radicals in the body, which are anti-cancerous, working on that approach. We have our NMN. So this is what is such a hot topic in the world of anti-aging and epigenetics is NMN, which ours comes from a yeast extract, a natural source, and it's meant to increase NAD levels in the body. So this might be a foreign language to you if you haven't heard of it. I hadn't really get into this until MetaPower came out, but NAD and NMN are naturally occurring molecules in the body. And again, at the age of 25, we start to decrease those levels of NAD. And that's our longevity, our life source. And so the NMN helps your body produce more NAD levels. And we also have NADH, which you'll see when you mix your collagen, you'll see little green flakes floating around. And what that is, it's a chlorophyll that's binding to the NADH to keep it stable until your body can use it and uptake it into the cells. And then we have hyaluronic acid. If you're into skincare, you may be purchasing this already. This is within it. So you're drinking your skincare. So you're going to be really feeling the difference of your skin. That's what I've noticed a big effect. I've gotten into skincare over the past 2 or 3 years, very diligently. And I've noticed the texture of my skin has become more thick and more bouncier, and my lines have become more soft. And I noticed I'm not doing as much gua sha and cupping as I was routinely doing throughout the week. I still do it because I love the self-care practice, but I'm not looking in the mirror being like, oh, I have to do my gua sha today. And it's been because of the collagen. And then there's resveratrol. You might be purchasing this already. And resveratrol acts as a super driver to help the NMN uptake faster to create more NAD. So it may increase NAD levels in the body. We have our sea buckthorn fruit extract, which is a high antioxidant. Same thing with the rose apple fruit extract. Phytoceramides, which promote healthy cellular aging and skin firmness. I had met my recent holistic facialist a couple years ago, and she told me I needed to start to include ceramides within my routine. And I didn't know what that was at the time. She taught me, and then lo and behold, it's in doTERRA MetaPower Advantage. And then we have liposymal vitamin C. So this is an antioxidant and immunity benefits, can stimulate the biosynthesis of your body's producing collagen naturally. And then biotin. This promotes healthy utilization of fats, carbs, and amino acids and helps support our hair, skin, and nails. So this is an incredible lineup of added ingredients within your collagen, and you will not see anything like this on the market. Like, there's nothing out there that has all of these ingredients. And I shared the other day on my Instagram story talking about this topic, David Sinclair's TED Talk about NMN and NAD. And he's the leader researcher in anti-aging and epigenetics. And he had a chance to review doTERRA's MetaPower line. And he said he's never seen a delivery system of NMN and NAD like this, because most of the time people are taking it in IVs, getting injections of it. It's very, it's been unrealistic to like have this as a daily thing unless you're very, very wealthy. But now doTERRA's brought it available to us. I'm taking it most days, twice a day, but for sure once a day.
Likewise.
Deb, do you want to mention anything else about these ingredients that I didn't?
Yeah, you did a phenomenal job. The only thing I would just clarify is that the NAD, we're doing everything we can to increase the production of NAD to reverse aging, to literally bring our cells back to when we were 25. And the way it does it is by feeding the mitochondria, which are the energy battery packs in every single cell except red blood cells. They don't have mitochondria. All the other cells in our body have mitochondria. And when we can get those battery packs working more effectively, that is what reverses aging. And so that is how the left-hand side and resveratrol work together. And the vitamin C boosts that. And liposomal vitamin C is just highly, highly absorbable versus the old traditional ascorbic acid. Do you want to talk about the cost savings, Megan?
Sure. Okay. So if you were to make your own version of the Meta PWR Advantage and you wanted to source your own ingredients, you would be paying over $360. It's a kind of a small thing for me to see. What is that top left one? I think that is the phytoceramides.
Right.
Then we have
NADH.
NADH,
Yep.
Peak T, which is going to have your biotin and your phytoceramides, the apple extract, collagen peptides, NMN, biotin, omega complex, the omega-7. So it's all sourced individually. With doTERRA's collagen, it's a 30-day supply, $84.50. And when you purchase LLV with it, you can even save more. So that's coming out to, I'm just going to do it per dose so you have an idea, $2.80 per dose of your collagen. If we were to do it for $360 over 30 days, you'd be paying $12. So that's the equivalent of either you're making coffee at home or you're going out and you're getting one of those $10 lattes. So
yeah. That's a great comparison, Megan. And I know that I was paying more for the prior collagen product that had none of the other ingredients in it and that never made a difference. I was talking to someone about it this afternoon and I was saying I was just kind of living on hope that at some point it would help bring my hair back. And Sarah's testimonial here is similar. She was using a brand called Vital Protein for quite a while, didn't notice any changes, and seen a difference with Meta PWR even after the first 8 days. Her mental health drastically changed for the better. After 2 months, she saw a difference in her nails. Her hair is definitely a lot fuller, and she has a lot more energy, and she doesn't need afternoon coffee, which is incredible. And the one thing I want to mention, and we're going to talk about kind of like how to use these on the daily, but we know from research that when you take NMN, so specifically the Advantage product, is very bio-individual. And if we make a gross generalization, roughly, if you're under the age of 30 or 35, you may do better taking this Advantage product with the NMN on an empty stomach in the morning. If you're my age, you may do better taking it in the late afternoon or early evening or even at bedtime. And it's just based on how we metabolize that NMN. But the key thing is, we talked about once you activate it in water, drinking it very quickly, but you also want to do it on an empty stomach. So either 1 hour before or 2 hours after eating. And the reason is because fiber in any food that we're eating, and most of the time we're eating some foods that have fiber will bind to the collagen and sweep it out of our body. And we don't want to lose even one teeny little bit of that collagen. We want to make sure we get it in our cells as quickly as possible.
Okay, so here's a sample Meta PWR routine. taking the Meta Power Advantage in the morning. I like to wake up in the morning and I have my water and I'll add either citrus oils or the Meta Power. And then I'll have my collagen is the second thing I drink. So I don't do it before water. I make sure I hydrate first. And then you can do 2 to 3 drops of your Meta Power oil in your water, only glass, stainless steel, or ceramic, because the oils are very pure and potent. If you're consuming in plastic, it's going to leach the toxicity of the plastic into the water, opposite effect. In the afternoon, you could take a soft gel to curb cravings. Sometimes I take the soft gel with my collagen. Sometimes I take it with lunch. Sometimes I just take it here and there. You can use your oil, your gum, or your beadlets whenever it pops up, whenever you have a craving. Keep it in your purse, have it with you. Refill your water throughout the day, add your Meta Power oil. In the evening, well, it really depends. With the Meta Power Assist, this is the capsule that we take before big carb heavy meals. And that's what really changes the way your body breaks down the carbs from fast digesting to slow digesting. I've fallen in love with the Meta Power Assist, just understanding Deb, what did you say? Inflammaging. Yeah. Understanding the inflammaging, every time our insulin spikes, we're aging ourselves. I've been really on top of taking my Meta Power Assist, and I take it more than once a day if my meals call for it. If they're heavier carbs, I'm okay. You can be a super user. It's right here on the screen by taking collagen twice a day. You can actually take Meta Power Assist up to 6 times a day. If you're eating that many times and if they're carb heavy meals. And you can take, I actually benefited from having a bottle in my purse, because there was a time that my husband and I, we went out to lunch and we wanted to have pizza. And we were like, oh man, it'd be great if we had our Meta Power Assist with us. And so just from being out and about, I've kept a bottle of the Assist in my purse and then one at home. Because it's great to be able to like go on the go and be able to handle your blood sugar with the products.
I do the same, Megan, and I want to just clarify too, this is just talking about Meta Power. You want to remember your lifelong vitality, and we'll review that again in just a second, but you'll combine lifelong vitality, Terrazyme, PB Assist, and if you are anticipating some fat loss, you want to remember to take the Zendocrine with your meals as well. And then for anyone who is already aware that their HbA1c might be a little high, perhaps you or someone you know is dealing with an ongoing high blood sugar level, or you maybe have been told that you have type 2 diabetes or you're pre-type 2 diabetes. That's when you will want to take the Meta Power Assist before each of your large meals, and instead of taking just one, take 2 of them. They've seen the needle move on the HbA1c, which is a measure of your blood sugar over a 3-month period. So if you have that as part of your blood work, it's not like what happened that day, it's the prior 3 months. And if you're dealing with anything 5.7 or above, and you want to move that needle and bring it down a little bit lower, you'll want to take 2 of those before each of your meals. And if you're eating 3 times a day, take 2 of them before each meal. That's why Megan said you can take it up to 6 times a day. That's 6 capsules a day. So it could be 2 capsules 3 times a day.
Mm-hmm.
So we've got some photography for you to kind of see what people have experienced over the course of several months being on the product. We have just some photos of the woman on the left, and you can see some significant changes. I believe that was from September to December. And then Dr. Ashley Anderson has some photographs, frontal and side pictures, and she outlined everything she experienced. So she didn't change anything else in her diet. This was over a 30-day period. She noticed that she lost 12 pounds in her first 30 days. It was the first time in 5 years that she was able to get herself under 200 pounds, and she thought it would never happen again. She has more lean muscle mass and feels more youthful. She feels like she did before she had her children. Her mommy brain, I think she's talking brain fog, has gone away. She has energy to execute her ideas. Her toddlers still wake her up, but she wakes up feeling refreshed. Mental clarity is better. Sugar cravings are down. She'll chew the gum if she has a craving and it goes away. Her skin was an unexpected benefit. She's been working on skincare over the last 10 years, and her mother asked her what was she doing differently because her skin looked amazing. And her midsection, her sagging skin isn't anywhere close to what it was. And if anyone's had a baby, you kind of know what that does to your skin. It gives the skin, as Megan mentioned, much more plump, bouncy resiliency, and lines and wrinkles are improved. And so I guess she said these are 28 days apart. Megan?
Yep, on the left, looking at the skin on the neck. I started Meta PWR on November 10th. I've been encouraged by all your posts. It keeps me excited. She's been taking the Meta PWR soft gel in the morning and the Meta PWR Advantage each morning, and a few drops in the water. She's going to be 70 years old. That's pretty impressive. That's like, yeah, really good. Okay, middle picture, you can see the physical difference, 4 months on Meta PWR. So you can see it's not an overnight success product. Some people are having really good success overnight. People are talking about results in 5 days, in 2 weeks, in 30 days. But we're seeing a lot of long-term success here too. 4 months on the product, slow and steady and consistent, 4 to 5 pounds down a month. That's a really good weight loss, to be able to maintain that weight loss, and feeling the difference and really noticing it too. Totals down 20 pounds. That's incredible. And that's around the midsection where our vital organs are. We want to decrease our visceral fat around our organs, our belly fat. On the right, we're looking at hair growth. Look here. Meta PWR mid-September. We have a photo from August, started Meta PWR in September, and then through December. Look at the hair growth here. And then this woman's hair growth. These are all baby hairs. I've seen a lot of people talk about the baby hairs. So people have lost their hair from COVID. And I've had a number of people with these hairs growing this way. I personally have noticed like how long my hair has gotten. I'm on the Meta PWR collagen, the lifelong vitality. I get my hair cut every 8 weeks, like, and it's growing. So lots of different results for different people. And that's what's so powerful about the system. It's not a weight loss system. It's not a sleep system. It's not a hair growth system. It's a metabolic system, which deals with all of that. So whatever each person's dealing with in their individual body, Meta PWR comes through and brings them back up to speed. So not everyone's going to get the same exact results depending on what your body needs. Okay.
I think the pictures here.
You can take this one.
Yeah, I think the pictures speak for themselves. We don't even necessarily need to read all of the verbiage, but if you can just look September to January on the left, in the center, just a little over a month. Significant difference there around the visceral fat. And then on the right-hand side, that is epic. That's 4 months. And she's like a new person. I mean, that's huge. Big time game changer. Actually, that's 90 days. She said September 15th to December 6th. So again, depending on what your goals are, I personally, I'm a very small person, and it happened very quickly for me. In 2 weeks, I had lost about 10% of my body weight. And if you would have asked me prior to Meta PWR if I thought I had any weight to lose, I wouldn't have thought so. But really for me, it had been stored fat from my last pregnancy, and those twins just turned 18. So I had been carrying around the fat and the toxins since that pregnancy. And 18 years ago, I was not as healthy as I am today, and I wasn't eating as well. And so it's from personal experience that I recommend those two Zendocrine products, because when I dumped toxins from 18 years ago, believe me, I experienced the detox. So some frequently asked questions. Is this safe for pregnant or breastfeeding moms? Absolutely. We always recommend you consult your doctor. And if they're not familiar with the product, don't be surprised if they tell you no, but it is absolutely safe according to the medical team at doTERRA. Remember that those collagen tripeptides are 12 times more absorbable than commercially available collagen. It is gluten-free, dairy-free, corn-free, and keto-friendly. It's free of all of the known toxins, including maltodextrin, carrageenan, glyphosate, heavy metals, artificial sweeteners, and any added sugars. And I can tell you that the product that I had been using, the one that I couldn't absorb, turns out it was laden with heavy metals and glyphosate. So you can darn well bet I did some detoxing for that. Now, the important thing to remember, we talked a lot about the Lifelong Vitality Pack. Consider that the micronutrients, and that's critical because in order for us to get these metabolic reactions to be boosted within our body, we need to make sure we have the nutrients. And it's very hard, as Megan mentioned, with our soil depletion. And, you know, I tell people an apple today, even a great organic Honeycrisp apple, has less than 50% of the nutritive value that it did when I was a kid. And so I like to look at the Lifelong Vitality as my micronutrient foundation insurance policy to make sure that I have it. And I can notice a difference if I forget a dose one day. I take mine with breakfast and dinner. And then the Meta PWR system, consider that as our macronutrients for our metabolism. So it's going to help us do all of the things that we talked about, but to get that metabolism improved, functioning like it did when you were 25, we need the micronutrients and the macronutrients together. And so, as we saw in the pictures, this is not an insta-fix that'll happen overnight. So for yourself, consider it a 90-day challenge for the changes that you would like to see. Some of them you're going to experience very rapidly, and some of them will come over time a little bit more slowly. And so if you are new, if you don't yet have a doTERRA account, this system can be put together as a starter kit for you. It does not show those the two Zendocrine products, but you can certainly add them. And through the month of April, when you order this as a new account, you will get a diffuser, a bottle of our amazing citrus bliss oil that's fantastic to diffuse to create an uplifting environment, the adaptive oil that is great for stress, anxiety, depression, calming your nerves and improving focus when diffused, and then the game-changing king of all oils, frankincense. If you already have an account, Megan mentioned that you can save money. She talked about how the Meta PWR Advantage standalone is $84.50, but you can add it to what we call a cart within a cart when you put the vitamins in your cart. You're able to save about $20 on the Meta PWR when you add that to your vitamins, and you can also add the Terrazyme and PB Assist below wholesale. And so whoever invited you to the call tonight, we can have them help you put together your order so that you can do this and take advantage. And now what I'd like to do is stop the screen share, get all of your happy faces back here, and answer any questions. I wasn't watching the chat, so if there's a ton of stuff in the chat, let us know. But if you want to unmute and just speak up, we're happy to answer them directly.